Welcome to Web Design. And for this particular segment, we're going to be covering from Chapter 3, the assignment on hyperlinks. When we're talking about hyperlinks, generally speaking, we're talking about two types of hyperlinks. We're talking about external hyperlinks. For example, if I wanted to reference Google, I would hyperlink to www.google.com. That's external to my website. Okay, so that's an external link. An internal link, on the other hand, can be a bookmark on a page, but more likely it's how you navigate from one page to another within your website as you're using hyperlinks. And they're just handled differently. The first thing we're going to cover is internal links. And the first thing you have to know about any particular kind of link is that it requires what's called an anchor tag. No matter where you're going, is you're going to have to use an A tag to take the person some particular place when they click on that particular reference. Okay, so this can be on the same web page. This can be a different page in your website, or it can be a different link altogether. So you can have pretty much internal or external links. So there's an attribute to the A tag that's href, Hypertext Reference. Tells the browser going to go someplace. We look at this particular example here. Here you have the anchor reference for the home page. Let's say you were on the home page. It would say index.html. Well, that would not take you anywhere because that's the page that you're on. But this is the format anyway that you would use for the particular page that you're on right now. Anchor hypertext reference equals and quotation marks around the page name. So whatever's between the tags becomes a link to this particular link called My Page. So if you would click on this link, My Page, it would take you back to the page that you're on. It's not very useful, is it? So what you have to do, you have to indicate which folder this is. So if we're on the index page, you're going to have to indicate to the program how to get there. So here you go. If you had a subfolder called information and you were trying to have this link go to infopage.html, that's what would be here between the quotation marks. So how you address where your web page is significant. Now, another situation you could run into is where you want to send the link off of your website out into the internet to grab another website. In this particular case, you would want to use the tag HTTP, colon and 2 forward slashes, www.google.com. So that would take it to the index page of google.com. How do I know that that's the index page? Because that's the default page to go to when you log into a site. So you don't have to put on there /index.html because that's the default page for google.com. So that's how you would write it. You're going to an external link. You want the whole notation there. And that'll make it a good reference. Now here in this exercise is a video for making links, but I see that a lot of you have been watching this video and have made some major mistakes. So let me correct some stuff. The first thing they want you to do is to link your invitation and your Webmaster role assignments. So the first thing I'm going to do, since I know I'm going to link them, I'm going to start off with anchor tags, as I know I'm going to need an anchor tag. So anchor tags are A's. So I'm going to put one in front of my well, I don't need one in front of my portfolio, do I? That's the title. But I'm going to need one for invitation. I'll put an index and anchor tag in front of it. I'm going to put an anchor tag behind it. I'm going to close it out. So I'm going to do the same thing with Webmaster. Webmaster role. I'm going to open with anchor there. And then I'm going to close it. So I know that I'm going to put an anchor in there somewhere, right? So there's my anchor tags. That means that take me away, right? Take me away to my invitation. So the first thing I need to do is I need to tell the anchor this is a hypertext reference. So I put href equals. We're not using the dash. That's an equal sign, okay? Equals. Equals what? Put quotation marks, and in between the quotation marks, we're going to put the location of this. Now let's look at our folder and see where the invitation assignment is. Okay, so on my desktop, go to my desktop, is my web design folder. If I open my web design folder, I see there's my portfolio folder, okay? Opening up my portfolio folder, this is an assignment 3. Okay? So it should be this index.html assignment that is the invitation to the baby party. I'm going to go in here because it should be in here. So here's index.html, and here's invite 3 for the graduation. So if you want to use your birthday, you want to link to the birthday, or you want to link to your graduation, up to you. So what we're going to do is I'm going to link to the birthday one. If you want to use invite 3, some of you might have even made another folder for that, okay? So let me pull this down. Okay, so let me make this where I can see where I'm going. Okay, so here's my titles right in here, okay? And now I've got my text file here. So I've already saved it as index.html, and I saved it inside my portfolio. But let me show you how this works. Aref is what? So I'm looking for the index.html file. Where? Inside the invitation file. Where? Inside unit 3. Where? Inside my portfolio, but I don't need to have the portfolio listed there because that's where my index file is now sitting. Okay? So the aref is what? So I can put unit 3, unit, no space, 3, slash. Okay, see it's a /. That's because we're going to be on the internet doing this. Okay? So what are we looking for? / what? It's in the invitation folder. So I'm going to put in here invitation. / and what's the name of the file? I have this one, index.html. Or maybe you have here invite3.html, which would be your graduation invitation. It's up to you. All right, so we're going to see, we should see when we save this, invitation is the link, and this is the GPS. The GPS tells us where to find it. Okay, this invitation should take us to Unit 3. In the Unit 3 folder, in the invitation folder, we should find something called index.html. So now let's do the same thing with the Webmaster role. Once again, I'm in the first anchor tag. I put a space in there. They already closed it out. That's why I close it out to begin with, because sometimes you can forget. So when I put a start tag, I usually put my close tag so I don't forget to do that, because you get weird results when you forget. All right, so now I'm going to put in here my hypertext reference. All right, I know some of you guys are saying, all right, Miss Hadley, I did not put that first assignment in my portfolio. Well, you know what? You can move it in your portfolio. Very easy to do. Let's say this is my 3.02 assignments, right here. I can grab it, birthday.html, whatever I called it, just right click, copy, then go back here into portfolio, my portfolio file, go into unit 3, and if you don't have an invitation folder, it doesn't matter. I can open it up. Now just put it in here, right? But I want to make sure that I put the baby smile in here too, if that's what I'm moving into here in my pictures, right? Because if I don't have the picture in the images folder, it won't link to it. Okay, so that's just a little secret here. You can make the navigation by putting the folders in there, and then just go copy and paste it into there, so you don't have to change the link. But I think it's easy to change the link. So now let's look at the hypertext reference for the Webmaster role. Okay, so I'm going to look for that. It should be in Unit 3. And there it is, CSS assignment. What if I don't find it? I can go find it and paste it in here, right? Or if it's still in the portfolio somewhere, I can link it. All right. So I go into Unit 3, and there is CSS assignment. So let me pull up my index.html. So anchor href space equals, not dash, equals. I put quotation marks. I put double quotation marks around each side, right? So don't forget it. Okay, where is this? This is in Unit 3. So I put in here Unit 3. I put my /. Do I need to do anything else? No. What's the name of it? CSS assignment.html. So then I'm going to go File, Save As, and where am I putting it? Right in here, in Portfolio. So I just save it as index.html and click Save. You just go back to the portfolio. Just see it right inside the portfolio. That's where it should rest, index.html. It says save your file as index.html. First off, you're saving this file you're making as index.html. And where are you saving it? In your main portfolio folder, not inside a unit folder. See, is that what that says? You just saved yourself a whole lot of grief if you just did a little reading, right? We use CSS code to change the state of links. And I'm going to explain the link states in just a minute. But I want to show you that the tags are a little bit different than we see in the previous sections on CSS attributes. Because what are we doing? We're changing the attribute of a tag. And what tag are we doing? We're using the anchor tag. And there's 3 states to an anchor tag. There's the link tag, there's a hover color, and there's a visited color. So what's a link color do? It's when you come onto a web page for the first time, usually it's a blue underlined word, right? That's what's default. Default of D-computer. In other words, if you don't change it, it stays that way. So if you hover over a color, you put your mouse over the color, it does something else. Maybe, it defaults a little brighter, I forget. But you can change color when you hover over something to bring that to the user's attention. And visited, that means that the person's been there. So if somebody's going on your web page and they want to look at all your pages They might want to see where they've been. A visited color will tell them that they've been there. Okay, here's the normal state. The green here, underlined, right? So I put my mouse over it, I hover. You can see it turns blue. When I click, it takes me to a web page, but when I leave that web page and come back, it tells me that it's red. And what does red mean? Red means we've been here before. We're going to be changing these colors to these specific attributes. Now you can use whatever colors you'd like, but these are the standard ones in the exercise. So let's see how we're going to do this. Code for changing colors. See this word code for changing colors? Just poke this up right here. And you can copy and paste this right into your head section here. Just start right there and go all the way to style. Right click copy. So I'm going to go into my right click copy. Then bring my index.html and I'm going to make a space after my portfolio title and I'm going to paste it in there. All right. So I have my title above. If you want to put your title below, that's fine. But what's the problem? A lot of you guys have two styles. You have a style here, then you have an extra thing. Maybe you have this as well. I've seen a lot of this kind of stuff where I have a title up here, I have a title down below, and I've got two close out the styles. Well, if you look at this and you see this is what you've done, just erase the last two there. You only need one title and you only need one ending of the style. Otherwise, it's not going to work, okay? This color up here is green. This color here is blue. And this color here is red. Now, what some people do is they write this style out. See, this is a little different than the styles you're used to. But what you're doing is you're looking at the various states of the anchor. Okay, you say if the anchor state is a link, I want it to be this. If the anchor state is a hover, I want it to be this. And if the anchor state is visited, I want it to be this. So I'm going to save this. So the last thing you need to do is create an email link. So what I would do, I would click copy this code, mail to John Doe at abc.com, and I change that. So let me pull up my index.html and let me add this to the end. So am I want it to go John Doe? No, I want it to go to me, Miss Hadley. So I'll put Miss Hadley. And my link is yahoo.com, right? So what's going to happen when I save this? I'm going to go File, Save. And now I'm going to go run it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my portfolio. I double click on index.html. I'm going to see if this works. Okay, my invitation should take me to my invitation. So I click on my invitation. There you go. That's the smiling baby picture. Like I said, you could use a graduation if you wanted to. I just click this arrow back. And now I'm going to click on the Webmaster role. I click this back. Then I can click on the contact me. See, this was green. Now it's red. And I hover over it. This becomes blue. Now this one should just take me to a web page. Take me to email. So here comes Outlook. And that's what it is. To Miss Hadley at yahoo.com. It should come up just like that. Or if you don't have Outlook installed, it'll try and install Outlook for you. Okay. So these are visited links. That means I've been there. And that's what you should want yours to look like. Or you don't have to have these exact colors. You can have whatever colors you want, but like I said, it's just very easy to copy and paste. Okay. So what do I have to do for this assignment? Do the hyperlinks in my invitation and turning your essay into a website work on your index HTML page. The hyperlinks to my invitation and turning in your essay into a website work on your HTML index page? Do your links change color when you click on them? And does the email link work on your index.html page? If not, return to your index.html page and make necessary corrections.